Welcome to Test Room, your go-to hub for professional knowledge sharing. In this tutorial, we will understand how to create our own REST APIs for testing purpose. For the creation of our own REST API, I will be using the resource called typecode JSON Server. The description here says that get a full fake REST API with zero coding. Let us explore the JSON server, how to create a fake REST API. Let's scroll down. Here it says for the stable version, click here. I'll just go and click here. Let's go and check the documentation. Click here to get started. Before we start working with the JSON server, we need to install a JSON server. JSON server is developed based on Node.js, and before installing the JSON server, you need to install the Node.js. Let's go to the browser and search for Node.js. Then you can go to their official site and then come to downloads, and you can select the particular version of the node.js that is suitable for your environment, for your operating system. If you are using in Windows, you can select a Windows. If you are using a Mac, then you'll have to select the Mac. Select a particular version that is suitable for you and try to install it. Once the installation is complete, open the command prompt and type the command node --version to check if the node.js is installed properly. So it gives a version 18.16.1. I have installed the 18.16.10. Along with that, also check if the npm is also installed correctly. So if it gives the version number, then it means that it is also installed perfectly. Now what we can do, you can go and install this particular server. So he's asking us to install a particular version of the server. Okay, then take this command, and -g option is to install globally. Then copy this command, come to the command prompt and install it. Okay, once you install it, then you can start the JSON server to create a fake REST API. So once the installation is done, then what you need to do is you need to create a db.json file which acts as basically which acts as a resource for your uh, REST API. But in case if you don't create it, when you start a JSON server, it automatically create you a default db.json. And let us take this command and then go and execute it. You see, they started a server. This is the address of your particular server, and if you see, this created a db.json at a path where you started the server. I started a server at documents create API folder. So if you see, db.json is also created in the same folder. Let us go and open this db.json. When I open a db.json, you see there are basically the three entities: post, comments and profile. Okay, and let us also go to the command prompt and take this particular address and then go to the browser and paste it here. You see, our JSON server is running perfectly, and we have three resources. We have the three resources which are post, comment and profile. Okay, that is what it is listed in this JSON file. Let us go and edit this JSON file. I want to create a REST API do the employee management. For that purpose, I will be creating an array of employee records. Okay, let us go and do that. I already have the JSON that is prepared, so I'll just copy and paste it here. Let us paste the JSON. This is my employees JSON. I have an array of employee records which has got the entities like ID, the first name, last name, and the job description. I have created basically the 5 records. If I go to the command prompt, if everything is green, then it means to say that your JSON is correct. Let us try to introduce an error in the JSON. For example, I will take out this comma and try to save. Then you see there is an error. It basically indicates there is an error at this particular location. Let us go and fix this error by putting a comma. Let us put a comma and save. Let us again come back here. You see it says that read error has been fixed. And if you see now, we currently have only one resource by the name employee. Let us go to our JSON server and see what it shows. I'll go and refresh this page, and you see now it only shows one resource by the name employees, and here if you see 5x, it basically says that it has got 5 records. So I have here 5 records. Let us go and add one more record here. That will be the 6th record, and I will put as Evelyn Jacobs, and she's a dev engineer. Let us save this, and also there is an error. Let us check whether it indicates an error. Yes, that's basically I missed the comma here. Put the comma, save it. You see it fixed the error. Again, let us go back to the server and see here the record has been increased by 1. Okay, now let us use this API to perform some tests like get, post, patch, and all these options. All these will use all these HTTP methods, and let us perform some tests. Let's go to the Postman. Before going to the Postman, let us copy the endpoint URL, go to the Postman, and I will create a new request. It's a get request, and I will try to save this request under a new collection. I will give a new collection. I'll give the fake API, create it, under which I will give this name as get all employees. Save this, run this. You see, let us close this. You see, it gave all the 6 records. Now if I want only one record, this particular record I want to display the information about the ID2, then what I can do is I can put slash include a path variable as an ID, and then give a value as 2. Save this. You see, I got the information related to a particular user whose ID is 2. Now let us try to create a new record, employee record, and for this I will copy this particular URL, and I will create a new request, and which is of type a post request, and this request basically needs a body, and the body should be something like this. Okay, I will go to the body. I will give a raw one, and then I can also put it as beautify. Instead of test troop, I will give it as Daniel Eindhoven, something like this, and he is our agile coach, and I will put it as an ID 999. Okay. And let's save this as save this request name as create employee. Okay, let us save this request. Try to execute it. When once it is successful, it should return us. Okay, let us do one thing. Yeah, let us not give an ID because it automatically creates a new ID, right? Let's save this, and once it is successful, it should return us 201. You see, 201 it created. The ID is 7, and let us go to our JSON. See, the JSON got updated with a new data. Okay, this is how the post works. Now I am going to update this particular record using the put method. Okay, let us go to Postman. So instead of this post request, I have to use a put request. But since I am going to update a particular the record, I need to know the identifier. For that purpose, I will be using an ID as a path variable here. I will give the ID value as 7. Then I'll copy this particular body and go to the body of the put request, put here, and I'll change these values, and I'll put it as Tilburg. Instead of agile coach, I will add as product owner. Now I'll save this, execute this. This should give me 200, and also this particular record should get updated. You see how it works, how the put method works. Now I want to update the first name. I don't want to update the entire record, but I want to update only the first name. In that case, I can do this using the patch method. Let us see how to do it. Let us go to the Postman and create a new request which is of type patch, and let's copy this one. Here also we need a particular identifier where the record needs to be updated, and the ID is 7 here. Okay, I will only take this name, and again I go to Postman, go to a body, I'll give it as raw, I'll put it in a curly brace value as Karim, right? Remaining part of the remaining values will still remain the same, and only the first name is going to change here. I just save this, give a name as update single value or update first name. Okay, save this. So it worked. When I come here, yeah, it also updated, right? No, it did not update. Why? Yeah, let us check this. Send this request. I gave the ID as 5. Sorry. Yeah, I gave the ID as 5. Supposed to give the ID for 7. Okay. So it updated the this particular record. Okay. Record with identifier as 5. This is how the put method works. Now let us try to delete this particular record with an ID 7. For this also we need an identifier. We'll use the delete method. I copy paste this here and I to create a new request which is of type delete, and I don't need any body. Delete user. Yeah, sorry, it is 404. It's expected because I did not give any value for this ID. Now I'll pass the ID value as 7 and try to execute it again. You see, it is successful now, and this particular record got deleted from our JSON. This is how the delete method works. In case if you want to stop the server, you can come to the command line and press Ctrl C. It got exited now, and when we go to this server, yeah, you see this is not able to load this particular page. When I try to refresh, it says that you cannot load this page. That is because now we stop the server. Now again start the server again. Let us start the server again. Yeah, let's go and refresh. See, we got it back. Okay. So hope you understood how the JSON server works and how we can create our own fake APIs for testing. This brings to an end of very interesting session where we learn how we can create our own fake REST APIs and how we can test it basically, right? In certain cases, when you don't have an access to create certain records or delete certain records and still you want to understand how this post, put, patch and delete method works, you can create your own fake APIs and play with this. Hope you enjoyed learning with me. In case if you find this tutorial is useful, please support me by subscribing my channel. Thank you.